Hari Om, Nana. Oh, Nana has just joined in.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Nana.
Okay.
Nana, you can get started.
I can start?
Yes, you can.
Okay, good. Thank you. Om. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamuktim Dvandvatitam Gaganasvadusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Chaiva Tato Jayamudirayet Adha Srimad Bhagavad Gita Adha Dvadashodhyayaha Vibhuti Yogaha Shri
Nana,
Bhagavan.
sorry, Hari Om. You said Dvadashodhyaya?
Dashmodhyaya. Did I say Dvadasha?
Yeah. And Ivala, Nana, koncham naku laptop is giving me a little trouble. As soon as I'm getting it started, I will share the slokas.
Okay.
Till then, you can continue, huh?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of Bhakti Yoga. I said Dvadashodhyaya.
You already went to Bhakti Yoga today.
Yeah. Adha Dashamodhyayah Vibhuti Yogaha Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Where do we start? Bhagavan? Yeah. Vibhuti Yoga. Yeah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ham tate kathayishyami Divyashatma Vibhutayaha Pradhanyata Kuru Sreshta Naschyanto Vistarasya me Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashayasthitaha Ahamadischa Madhyam cha Bhutanamanta eva cha Adicyanamaham Vishnuhu Jyotisham Raviramshuman Marichirmarutamasmi Nakshatranamaham Shashi Vedanam Samavedosmi Devanam Asmi Vasavaha Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana Rudranam Shankarastasmi Vittesho Yaksharaksasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Veru Shikharinamaham Purodhasam cha Mukhyam Mam Viddhi Pardha Bruhaspatim Senani Namaham Skandaha Sarasamasmi Sagaraha Maharshīnām Bhruguraham गिरामस्म्यैकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः उच्चैश्रवसमश्वानां विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम् आयुधानामहं वज्रम् धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक् प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्पः सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकिः अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानां वरुणो यादसामहम् पितॄणाम् अर्यमा चास्मि यमः संयमतामहम् प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां कालकलयतामहम् मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहम् वैनतेयश्च पक्षिणां पवनः पवतामस्मि रामशस्त्रभृतामहम् झषाणां मकरश्चास्मि श्रोतसामस्मि जाह्नवी सर्गाणाम् आदिरन्तश्च मध्यं चैवाहमर्जुना अध्यात्मविद्यानां वादप्रवदतामहम् अक्षराणाम् अकारोऽस्मि द्वन्द्वः सामासिकस्य च अहमेवाक्षयः कालः धाताहं विश्वतो मुखः मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम् उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम् कीर्ति श्रीर्वाक्च नारीणां स्मृतिर्मेधा धृति क्षमा बृहत्साम तथा साम्नां गायत्री छन्दसामहम् मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहम् ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः ज्योतं चलयतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम् जयोऽस्मि व्यमसायोऽस्मि सत्वं सत्त्ववतामहम् वृष्णीनां वासुदेवोऽस्मि पाण्डवानां धनञ्जयः मुनीनामप्यहं व्यासः कवीनाम् उशना कविः दण्डो दमयतामस्मि नीतिरस्मि जिगीषताम् मौनं चैवास्मि गुह्यानां ज्ञानं ज्ञानवतामहम् यच्चापि सर्वभूतानां बीजं तदहमर्जुन न तदस्ति विना यस्यात् मया भूतं चराचरम् नान्तोऽस्ति मम दिव्यानां विभूतीनां परन्तप एष तोद्देशतः प्रोक्तः विभूतेर्विस्तरो मया यद्यद्विभूतिमत्सत्त्वं श्रीमदूर्जितमेव वा तत्तदेवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोंश संभवम्. We will get back to what verse? Yeah. पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिं सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः. Sarasamasmi Sagaraha. This we said we will dwell on this Sagaraha, how that name came about. We will see today. This, and there were a couple of questions yesterday. One was, who is the father of Bhrigu? Okay. I had a little doubt whether indeed what I was about to say would be correct or not. But in the Taittiriya Upanishad, it is clearly mentioned Bhrigu is the son of Varuna. But I was not sure whether this Bhrigu is the same thing as the Bhrigu being mentioned by Bhagavan Krishna. And I happened to check up through the Google. And the information I got was that Bhrigu is the Brahma Manasa Putraha. This information I I am not sure whether that is correct. Because these days, anybody can reach the website and put in a lot of information as they deem it fit. It may be right, it may not be right. So I have my own doubts regarding his being the Brahma Manasa Putra. If he were the Brahma Manasa Putra, he must be reckoned as one of the Saptarshis. In this Manvantara, he is not there as one of the Saptarshis. But in some Puranas, he has been mentioned as one of the Saptarshis, in which case Brahma Manasa Putra is okay. But Taittiriya Upanishad very undoubtedly says Bhrigu is a son of Varuna. And Varuna is going to be covered by Bhagavan again. Okay? Now.
Okay, Nana, 1 minute. Suma, Jai Gurudev, will you be able to share screen, Suma? My laptop is giving me some trouble.
Okay, no problem. Now, what the Taittiriya Upanishad says is, after this, you please remind me, I'll get back to Sagaraha. The Sagara story, that is a very interesting story. Sagara is the ancestor of Bhagavan Rama. Okay? We'll see. Now, Taittiriya Upanishad says, Bhrigu approaches his father, Varuna, and requests him to teach him about Brahma. Bhrugurvai Varunihe Varunam Pitaramupasasara. Bhrugurvai Varunihe. Bhrigu indeed is a son of Varuna. Varunam Pitaramupasasara. After having approached Varuna, his father, then Bhrigu said, Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Oh Father, please teach me what is Brahma. Who is Brahma? Then Varuna beautifully teaches him in 2-3 sentences and leaves it to Bhrigu to continue the good work through tapas, through proper contemplation. And Varuna says, Yato vayimani bhutani jayante, yena bhutani jayante, yato vayimani bhutani jayante.
Ena jatani jivanti.
Bhutani jivanti, yat prayantyabhisham visantite. Tadvijijñāsasva tadbrahmeti. That is what the teaching was. What Varuna says, he does not give a peeled banana to Bhrigu. He gives an indication. Hey, my son, you find out by proper contemplation, yato va imani bhutani jayante, from where all these beings are born. Yata bhutani jivanti, after having been born, how they are sustained. And afterwards, into which they will, in the Layakala, they disappear. Yat prayancha visham vishanti, tad brahmeti, tad vijijñāsasva. That is Brahma, and that you please, by contemplation, find out for yourself. That means what? Beyond that, it is not possible to reveal what is Brahma, even for the father. And Bhrigu keeps on contemplating, and he comes to conclusion on 4 other occasions. First occasion, he thinks Annam is Brahma. After having known that, he goes to Pitara again and reveals to him, this is what I have known. Then Pitara says, the father says, Tapasa Brahma Vijignyasasva Tapo Brahmeti, etc. Then he again does lot of contemplation, tapas, And this time he comes to know that prana indeed is Brahma, and goes back to the Guru again. Guru is the father. And the father says, okay, you have come thus far, but tapasa Brahma vijijnasasva. Your contemplation is good, but that's not good enough. Then he does contemplation a third time and comes to realize that Mano Brahmeti Vyajanat, Manaha, mind is indeed Brahma. Iti, having understood, he goes to the Guru again. Guru again compliments him for having thus come so far and tells him, Tapasa Brahma Vijijnasasva. And he does tapas again. And now he comes to know that Vijnanam Brahmeti Vyajnanat. Vijnanam is indeed Brahma. Then goes to Guru again. Guru all again says, Tapasa Brahma Vijijnasasva. Then he does a lot of serious contemplation and comes to know Anandam is indeed Brahma. Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat Anandadhyeva Kalvimani Bhutani Jayante Anandena Jatani Jivanti. And after having come to know that, he does not return to the Guru. He does not return to the Father to have confirmation from him. He is indeed absolutely clear in his contemplation that indeed it is Ananda, that is Brahma. Sat Chit Ananda Eva Brahma. That is the Bhrigu, okay? And Bhrigu's clan is supposed to be very, very powerful. And they were highly respected. And that is how we have come to know some episodes connecting Bhrigu Maharshi. Now, Sagaraha. Sagaraha, that has come in the 24th verse. This is directly in front of us. Senani namaham skandaha sarasamasmi sagaraha. Amongst the lakes, I am the Sagara. And the Sagara name, how it has come is because of Sagara. Sagara was an ancestor of Bhagavan Rama. He was an ancestor of even King Dilipa, King Bhagirath, all these people. He was quite a bit ancestor. Sagara, when he was in his mother's womb, his mother's co-wife, that is his father was a king, his mother's co-wife poisons her. And later, the two wives of his father, they had to take shelter with some Bhrigu ashrama because they were being tormented by the enemies, and they lost the kingdom and they run away to Bhrigu ashrama. There they take shelter. At that time, one Bhrigu Maharshi there, I forgot what his name is, Aurva maybe, I don't know. Okay, he protects both the wives and tells the queen, the elder queen who was poisoned, don't you worry, you have poison in your womb, but you will deliver a child with the poison. The poison will not harm the child. He will be safe and sound, and he will be a very illustrious king, and he will be the cause for the Vamshabhivruddhi. That is the blessing given by the Bhrigu Maharshi of that ashram. And soon enough, that elder queen delivers a boy, and that boy is called Sagara. Garalam is poison. Sagaralam, that lam is removed kind of. Sagara, he is called Sagara. And he is named by the Bhrigu Bhrigu Maharshi there in that ashram, not the Bhrigu Maharshi of the earlier sloka. Maharshi Nam Bhriguraham, no. But in his lineage, there is another Bhrigu Maharshi. He protects the queen and he names him Sagara. This Sagara, in course of time, grows and regains the kingdom lost by his father, and he will also have 2 wives. And they seek the blessing and protection of the Bhrigu Ashrama, who has taken care of his mother. Then when they go there, the Maharshi asks the 2 queens, one of you will deliver 60,000 sons. Another will deliver only 1 son. These 60,000 sons will be very valorous, very brave, and they are a source of fear to a lot of people. That is our 60,000. But they will be honored as long as they are alive. Afterwards, they may be alpayushkaha. Now, one of you choose as to whether you want the 60,000 sons or the 1 son who is going to perpetuate the Vamsha. Then the elder queen, I have a feeling her name is Sunita or Sumita, one of those. She chooses just only 1 son. The other queen, the younger queen, chooses 60,000 sons. And these 60,000 sons are the cause for the Sagara. Sagara is the name of the king. Sagara is the name of the lake. Sarasamasmi Sagaraha. The name of the lake, how it has come to be known as Sagara is because Sagara does an Ashwamedha Yaga. And Indra steals the Yagashwa and hides it somewhere. Then what happens? This king, he will be in Yajna Diksha. He has 60,001 sons. He sends all the 60,000 sons born out of the second queen to go look for the Yagashwa, come back, so to enable him complete the Ashwamedha Yaga. Those people go there and they will be as though doing mining of the earth towards the northeast, mind you. Okay, that is where the present Hooghly River of Calcutta is. They go up to there and keep on digging away. When they have done that, they come across one kind of a Patala Gruha, in which case one Rishi will be there, and in his vicinity, the Yagashwa will be there. Those 60,000 sons, in a tremendous haste, they raise their swords and want to kill the Rishi. The Rishi simply opens his eyes, and these 60,000 sons of Sagara, they become simple ashes. They become a heap of ashes, very near where Calcutta is there present day. Okay? Not at any other place in the world where Calcutta is. Why I am saying Calcutta is that is the final exit of Mother Ganges. And Mother Ganges has not yet arrived on the earth. It had to wait for Bhagirath to bring it from the heavens to the earth. So the 60,000 sons, they become a heap of ashes. Then what happens? Sagara sends that lone son. Actually, that lone son was banished by Sagara earlier. That lone son was a very troublesome fellow. He used to play with a lot of children in Ayodhya, and he used to dump the children after playing into the Sarayu River and drowned them. So the populace did not like this and they petitioned the king. The king, he was a dharmic fellow, Sagara. He banishes his only son away from the kingdom. And this only son would have had one son, and that son's name is Anshumantaha. Anshumantaha. Okay, and this Anshumantaha, he will be sent in search of the Yagashva. He goes there, he traces the route taken by his uncles, okay, 60,000 uncles, and he goes to the place where the Yagashva is there. He sees the Rishi also there. He sees the huge mound of ashes, and he prostrates to the Rishi and will be blessed by the Rishi and inquires about his uncles. Rishi says they have invited trouble. They wanted to do away with me. That is how I simply opened my eyes, and my tapas shakti has rendered them into a heap of ashes. Then he asks, how can I redeem them? Then at that time, Garutman comes, I believe. This is a part of the story in Mahabharata. Garutmanta, that is Vainateya, comes there and advises Amshuman to propitiate Mother Ganga, who is Akasha Ganga at that time, Devanadi, to bring her there and have her flow through the heap of ashes for the Sadgati of the 60,000 uncles of his. That is how subsequently, after some 3-4 generations, Bhagirath was very successful and Mother Ganga flows through the heap of ashes and that empties into that huge lake which becomes a Sagara. Sagara, that is done by the Sagara clan. What is done by the Sagara clan has become the Sagara. That is the story of the Sagara and Bhrugu. Bhrugu is indeed Varuna's son. Bhrugurvai Varunihi. Okay. Now, any other doubts? No, there were some doubts regarding the Mahavakyas. Dr. Brahmara was asking. Yeah. The 4 Mahavakyas are one from the Mandukya Upanishad, Ayamatma Brahma. That is from the Atharva Veda. Then Prajnanam Brahma. That is from the Rig Veda. This is in the Aitareya Upanishad. Then Tattvamasi, yesterday itself that was confirmed. That is from the Chandogya Upanishad, which is part of the Samaveda. Then from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, we have Aham Brahmasmi. These are the 4 Mahavakyas which are recognized by the Panditas from all over the 4 Vedas. These have been as though called out. Not that these have limited the capacity of the Upanishads for Mahavakyas. There are several other Mahavakyas like that. But you have to pick and choose, and these 4 are chosen. Mahavakya, the kind of a definition is that which shows the Jiva, Ishvara, Abheda, Jiveshvara, Abheda. That is a Mahavakya. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are several Mahavakyas. Kshetrajnam chati mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Hey Arjuna, understand that I am the Kshetrajna in all the Kshetras. And Kshetra is who? Your body and my body. That is Kshetra. And in all the bodies, I am the Kshetrajna. Understand that. This is one Mahavakya. Elsewhere, plenty of other Mahavakyas, they have rolled into Bhagavad Gita. We will see as we go by. Now, Purodasamcha Mukhyam Mam Viddhipadam Bruhaspatim Senani Namaham Skandaha Sarasamasmi Sagaraha. Next verse is that Bhrugu. Maharshinam Bhruguraham Giram Asnekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi Sthavaranam Himalayaha. We had covered thus far yesterday. Now, Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam Devarshinam cha Naradaha. Oh, Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam Devarshinam cha Naradaha. Gandharvanam Chitraradaha. Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. This Kapilo Munihi we will cover adequately today. Now, Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam. I am the Ashwatha. Ashwatha in Telugu it is called Ravi Chettu, Ravi. Okay. Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam. Devarshinam cha Naradaha. Now, from now on, Bhagavan Krishna has revealed his vibhuti in a very, very tricky manner. He says something in the first line and second line has no connection with what is said in the first line. See here, Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam. Amongst all the trees, I am Ashwatha. In the first line itself, the second part of the first line is Devarshinam cha Naradaha. One would expect he has covered Sarva Vrikshanam Ashwatha. Then he might say, perhaps, amongst the forests I am this Naimisharanya, whatever. He did not say any of those. He said, Devarshinam cha Naradaha. That is, he has given his vibhutis kind of at random. We don't know why at that time, whether any great bhakta was praying to Bhagavan Krishna and Bhagavan Krishna's mind was kind of half there and half with Arjuna in the Vibhuti Yoga. I don't know. There are several verses like that from now on. Gandharvanam Chitraradaha. See, Devarshinam cha Naradaha. Okay, fine. Now, Gandharvanam Chitraradaha. This Gandharva is not a rishi. Okay? Gandharvanam Chitraradaha. Then Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. The rishi has come here. Where the rishi was mentioned in the first line, second half of the first line, that has come in the second half of the second line. Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam Devarshinam cha Naradaha Gandharvanam Chitraradaha Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. Now Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshana. Amongst all the trees, I am Ashwatha. And the tradition in India is this Ashwatha is highly revered. It is considered that the Mulato Brahma, Majhato Bhagavan Vishnu, and Urdhvam is Lord Shiva. That is how it is venerated. Not only that, people who do not have any progeny, they pray to Ashwatha to have progeny. Secondly, Ashwatha is generally married to the neem tree. Generally, wherever Ashwatha is, the neem tree also abounds. So these two are married in a ritualistic fashion by the couple who seek progeny, and they will be successful, I believe. That is the traditional belief. Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshanam Devarshinam cha Naradaha. We will talk about Narada almost throughout all the 18 Puranas. Every Purana Narada is there. And all over Ramayana and Mahabharata, Narada is there. Actually, Narada gives the summum bonum of Ramayana to Maharshi Valmiki initially. Narada gives, and that is called Sankshipta Ramayanam, and it has 100 verses. It has 100 verses, Sankshipta Ramayanam. And the same Narada appears in Mahabharatam also. Narada, who appeared during Ramayana Kala, that was in Treta Yuga, he also appears in the Dwapara Yuga and advises a lot of people, etc. We will cover about Narada again. Okay? Then Gandharvanam Chitraradaha. Amongst the Gandharvas, people who are given to a lot of fine arts, music, dance, etc. I am Chitraradaha. And incidentally, this Chitraradaha was the guru of Arjuna when Arjuna was in the Devaloka for 5 years. He learns dance and music through this Chitraradaha, and he becomes very versatile as a dance teacher, as a music teacher. That comes to help him during the Ajnatavasa in the Virata palace. Gandharvanam Chitraradaha Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. And who is this Kapilo Munihi? Amongst the Siddhas, amongst the people who have become Siddha Purushas. Okay, Siddha Purusha, you can say Jivan Mukta. Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. Who is this Kapila? We know generally about 3 Kapilas. Number 1, the Kapila, who is the author of the Sankhya philosophy. The Sankhya philosophy is not the same thing as the Sankhya Yoga of Bhagavad Gita. The Sankhya philosophy was authored by a rishi called Kapila, sage Kapila. Okay, and sage Kapila, he has as though taken some inputs from the Yoga Shastra, and based on that, he has expanded and things like that. But Kapila does not believe in God. This Kapila, who is the author of the Sankhya philosophy, does not believe in God. But he believes in a lot of things. He believes in the Shastra, he believes in Prakriti, Purusha, etc. But he does not say Purusha is God. And he has his own way of tackling the explanation. But whatever we had picked up through the Tattvabodha, Chaturvimshati, Tattvani, all those things are through the Sankhya Shastra of Kapila. That is one Kapila. Another Kapila is that Rishi whom the 60,000 sons of Sagara have encountered and they wanted to kill him. That Rishi is also called Kapila. That Rishi is also called Kapila. One would not know whether this Rishi is indeed another Rishi whom I am going to mention now. There is another Kapila Rishi who is considered an avatara of Bhagavan Vishnu himself. He is the son of Kardama Prajapati and Devahuti. This Devahuti is the daughter of Swayambhu Manu, and his wife's name is Shatarupa. Swayambhu Manu and Shatarupa. To them, this Devahuti is born, and the Devahuti is given in marriage to Kardama Prajapati. The Kardama Prajapati, his name is Kapila. Kardama Prajapati has a lot of progeny. One of the children is called Kapila. And that Kapila, he is a great rishi. He teaches Atma Vidya to his mother. Kapila teaches Atma Vidya to Devahuti. That is called Kapila Gita, I think. Kapila Gita. This is another Kapila. I would not know whether this Kapila is indeed the same Kapila whom the 60,000 sons of Sagara encountered in the Patala Loka, whatever, I do not know. At least two are known. If this Kapila is the same as that Kapila, then at least two are there. And Bhagavan says, Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. This means he is telling Arjuna that his vibhuti has gone to the Kapila Maharshi, who has authored as though the Kapila Gita, who has taught Atma Vidya to his mother, Devahuti. Ashwatha Sarvavrukshanam Devarsheenam cha Naradaha Gandharvanam Chitraradaha Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. And this Narada.
Hariom.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Nanaji. Please go ahead. I will tell after.
Okay.
Please go ahead, Narada.
Okay. This Narada is another Brahma Manasa Putra. Narada is another Brahma Manasa Putra. And from the beginning, he was given to Adhyatma Chintanam. And Daksha Prajapati is also considered as Brahma Manasa Putra. This Daksha Prajapati would have had a lot of children. Some 60,000 sons are born to him. Then Narada approaches this Daksha Prajapati's sons. Daksha Prajapati is like a cousin to Narada. Both are Brahma Manasa Putras. Narada advises those 60,000 sons, hey, what is the idea of wasting your time here? You must go to Bhagavad Chintana and things like that. Then they go away, and these are kind of lost to Daksha Prajapati. Then what he says, he curses those 60,000 sons. You will be born in Bhuloka, and you will become Alpayishkas, because you did not heed me, you heeded Narada, etc. That kind of a thing Narada was capable of doing right from his early years of life, Narada. And it's another thing, though he occurs in all the Itihasas, in all the Puranas, there is an interesting story about Narada. One day, he and Bhagavan Krishna, they were having a garden walk, like they were having an evening walk. Then Bhagavan Krishna says, hey, I'm feeling very, very thirsty, Narada. Narada says, don't you worry, I will quickly get you some water. And he goes away. When he goes away, Bhagavan Krishna waits there on a pillar, as though that is his simhasana. He waits for Narada. And this Narada goes away looking for water to be given to Bhagavan Krishna. Now, before this, Narada would have asked Bhagavan Krishna during their evening walk, hey, Krishna, I understand everything. I understand your greatness. I understand Atma, etc. But I don't understand this Maya. What is Maya? What is Maya was the question. That is when Krishna Bhagavan poses as though he was very thirsty and requests Narada for getting him some water. Narada says, yes, I will get you. And he goes away. When he goes away, in the yonder village, he sees one beautiful lady drawing water from a well. This Narada falls in love with her. This Narada, who is considered a brahmachari and considered devarshi, he falls in love with her. This is a story, I tell you. This is a story which occurs in some Puranas. Okay. And this is a well-respected story also. He falls in love with her and marries her. And they will have a very lovely time together. He would have got 60 sons out of her. And all the 60 sons are named severally, and those names are the names of the years that we have, I believe. Prabhava, Vibhava, etc., etc. All those things, right? And then one day there was a huge deluge. When there was a deluge, Narada somehow organizes a big boat, puts his sons and wife in the boat, and he wanted to row them away to some safe place. He will be in the boat. Then the deluge waters will keep on raging. Then one of his sons will be drowned in the waters. Okay, in the growing power of the waters that has swallowed one son, and Narada laments. Like that, all the 60 sons are gone. He keeps on lamenting for all the sons. Then his wife also, towards the end, hey, Patideva, I am also being sucked into this river, in this deluge river. And Narada tries to hold her. She vanishes. Then even he himself is sucked into that river. Then he says, hey, Bhagavan Krishna, please save me. At that time, he will be at the feet of Bhagavan Krishna, who is relaxing on that pillar, which is his Simhasana. And when Narada says, Bhagavan Krishna, save me, and he will be crying. At that time, Krishna Bhagavan asks him, hey Narada, where have you gone? Where is the water? I had asked. And then Narada realizes, my God, Krishna Bhagavan has been waiting for me for so many years, and I have asked him, what is Maya? This is a direct means of Bhagavan teaching me what is Maya. He has given me the effect of Maya, and I appreciate, and he prostrates to him. This is one story regarding Narada. Okay? Now, what is that verse? Yeah. Yeah, which is someone. So no. Ashwatha sarva vrikshanam devarshinam cha Narada Gandharvanam chitraradaha siddhanam kapilo munihi. Then Uche Shravasamaswanam Vidhimam Amrutodhavam Airavatam Gajendranam Naranam cha Naradhipam. Okay? In this verse, as though kind of a slight departure from his random announcement of his vibhutis is perhaps noticeable here. He talks of two animals. One is the Ucheshravam, the horse, the divine horse, which was a product of the Ksherasagara Madanam. And Airavatam also equally, it is a product of the Ksherasagara Madanam. These two he has given, not at random, as though systematically. Okay. Ucheshramam Ashwanam Vidhimam Amrutodbhavam. Understand me to be the product of the Ksherasagara Madanam, which is Ucheshravasam. Like that, Airavatam Gajendranam. These two were appropriated by the king of the Devas, Indra. Indra has taken both of these. Incidentally, before the Ksherasagara Madanam, the Devas approach Bhagavan Vishnu and seek his blessings. He says, go ahead, do that for Amrutotpadanam. You want Amrutam, isn't it? And you will have that Amrutam, provided you make at least a temporary friendship with the Danavas. And you go to them, request them that you too will churn the milky ocean and you will get Amrutam. They go away and Vishnu tells them, be careful. You take Vasuki as the rope, using which you can have the Mandara Parvatam as your what do you call that? The churning rod, Mandara Parvatam, the mountain Mandara as the churning rod. They say, okay, and Vishnu tells them, you tell the Danavas that you will be at the head of the Vasuki. They say, okay. They go there. Then they talk to the Danavas. They agree to share the spoils. And Vasuki was requested. Vasuki agrees to be the churning rope. And Mandara Parvatam was requested to be the churning rod. But they did not know how to get the Mandara Parvatam into the Kshira Sagaram. Then they again go to Vishnu. Vishnu simply goes there on the Garuda. Garuda simply picks up the Mandara Parvatam in his claws and deposits there in the Kshira Sagaram. This is one of the beautiful episodes in the Mahabharatam, Kshira Sagara Mathanam. This Kshira Sagara Mathanam is also adequately covered in Bhagavatam and perhaps other Puranas. Right? And when the churning starts, the Devas, they say, we are going to be at the head of Vasuki. Then the Danava says, no, we don't want to hold the tail of this Vasuki fellow. We want to be at the head of Vasuki. Then Devas, as though pretended that they have relented and agree. Then what happens when the churning starts? Vasuki keeps on giving tremendous poisonous fumes, and all those the Danavas had to swallow. This was Bhagavan Vishnu's ploy. If the Devas had said they will be at the tail, Danavas would have said, no, we will be at the tail, you be at the head of Vasuki. So the Danavas, without thinking, whatever the other man wants, they think that is very precious and they would like to have it. That is how it happened. So Kshira Sagara Madhanam happened like that. And from out of that, this horse has come and the Airavatam has come. Airavatam is considered to be a white, huge elephant with 4 tusks. Normally, any big elephant will have 2 tusks. This has 4 tusks. And this Ucheshravam was the cause for the strife between Vainateya and the snakes. Vainateya and the snakes. That story is again covered in Puranas, in the Mahabharata. Kashyapa has several wives, 13 of them, and 2 of them, Kadruva and Vinata. Kadruva and Vinata. Now these people, they kind of they will be very respectful to Kashyapa, and when he goes away to continue his penance, he blesses both of them as per their wishes that they will get progeny. And Kadruva wanted 1,000 mighty sons, and Vinata wanted 2 illustrious sons. Kashyapa says, okay, be it like that. And he goes away and he advises both of them, be careful when you deliver the eggs. Be careful when you deliver the eggs. Don't be rash with the eggs. Then Kadruva will deliver 1,000 eggs, and soon enough they become various snakes. And some of the snakes are called sarpas, some other snakes are called nagas. The essential difference between sarpas and nagas is nagas are considered to be many-headed, and Adishesha is considered to be a 1,000-headed naga. That is one essential difference. Second difference is sarpas are considered to be poisonous, not nagas. Nagas are considered to be less harmful or not harmful. And Arjuna, during his Tirtha Yatras, he happened to be dragged away by one Nagakanya, Uruchi, and he had to marry her and beget a son. Okay, that is the Nagakanya. Naga is like the non-poisonous, many-headed snake variety, and the daughter of that kind of a snake is that Nagakanya. Now what happens? This Vinata has laid 2 eggs, and none of the eggs has hatched. She keeps on waiting, etc. For 500 years she will wait, I believe. This is the story as per the Itihasa. And out of frustration, she breaks open one egg. When she does that, from out of the egg, one being comes out, and the being has the form up to the groin area. The legs are not there. The legs are not there. And he is called Aruna, I think, Aruna. And he gets annoyed and curses his mother. You, unmindful of my growth in the egg, you have broken the egg, and I would have hatched after another 100 years or so. I would have been a full-grown Vainateya. Vainateya means Vinata's son. Vinata is the wife of Kashyapa, whom Kashyapa blessed with two eggs, 2 sons. You have unnecessarily spoiled my career. You will be serving your co-wife Kadruva. Kill my younger brother, redeems you from that curse, and don't be rash regarding the other egg. There is going to be a wonderful younger brother of mine who will take care of you forever. And that Aruna vanishes and becomes the Radhasarathi for Suryadeva. Suryadeva's Radhasarathi he becomes. For being a Radhasarathi, you can perhaps manage without the legs. You are always seated in the Sarathi's seat, it is okay. And that is how that Aruna. Then she waits, Vinata, very patiently for the second egg to hatch. And that egg hatches with tremendous brilliance. And when the egg hatches, even in the Devaloka, people were scared. And there was a violent breeze here and there. See, in the Mahabharata, the Garudopakyanam goes on for about 35 or 40 pages. Huge pages. And it's a foolscap sheet kind of pages. And the font size, you can say some 11 or 12. With that, there's some 35 or 40 pages of Vainateya Upakyanam. Vainateya is considered to be Garuda. Though Aruna also is a Vainateya, poor fellow, he cannot fly. Whereas this Garuda not only flies, he was a tremendous source of terror to the Nagas and Sarpas. We will see that how that and this Ucheshravam are connected. Ucheshravam Ashwanam Viddhimam Amrutodbhavam Airavatam Gajendranam Naranam Janaradhipam. You kindly remind me, Brahmara, tomorrow to cover this Ucheshravam story, because of which Vinata happened to become a slave to Kadruva. We'll see that. Okay. So we'll call it a day today.
Okay.
Hari Om. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, Nana. Thank you.